Fargo, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, True Grit, Inside Llewyn Davis. These are just some of the amazing films that the Coen brothers have brought us over the years, guys. And these guys seriously know how to make good films. So when we found out that the Coen brothers were doing another movie with one of the best ensemble casts I've seen in years, I and the majority of the movie-going community were understandably really pumped. But does this film hold up to their previous achievements? Well, frankly, hell yes it does. Welcome to another episode of ZaxChat, guys, where today we're talking about... Now first up, I just want to apologise if I seem super jittery in this video. I'm running on about 3 hours sleep and a truckload of caffeine, but that doesn't matter because I need to talk to you guys about this movie. Hail Caesar is directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, and it stars Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Alden Ehrenreich, Ralph Fiennes, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, Channing Tatum, and a sea of other familiar faces. The main protagonist of the film is Eddie Mannix, played by none other than Thanos himself, and he works for a Hollywood studio back in the 50s, and he's sort of like a fixer. If there's a problem that needs to be solved, whether it be big or small, Eddie Mannix is the guy that you call. And throughout the movie, we follow him around for a couple of days as he tries to fix problems for the studio. Everything from actors being kidnapped, to scandalous rumours in the press, to production problems with the movies themselves. And the list goes on from there. Guys, this movie was awesome. There is not a single performance in this movie that isn't great. And fair enough too, considering the calibre of actors that we're talking about. It kind of feels like when the Coen brothers decide they're making a film, everybody wants in on it. And who can blame them? This movie is so well written, so well directed, it's funny, it's intelligent, it's believable, and the best thing that I can say about it for me is that when I left the theatre after seeing this film, I felt happy, I felt uplifted. It was just a really fun, feel-good movie to watch. Now, I don't want to go much further into the plot than that. I want to stay far away from spoilers because there are so many small little surprises throughout this film, and I don't want to spoil any of them for you. Visually, this movie looks stunning. They did so well in recreating the time period with the sets and the costumes. From the moment the film starts, you know you're about to see something uniquely funny and intriguing. Now, I use the term uniquely funny very purposefully here, because the Coen brothers have a very specific style of comedic storytelling. And I know not everybody gets it or even likes it. I dare say that if you haven't found yourself enjoying Coen brothers movies in the past, then you might not find a whole lot to enjoy in Hail Caesar. That's just the honest truth. But man, I laughed my ass off through this movie. It was hilarious. There's a scene probably in the first quarter of the movie that takes place between a movie executive and 4 religious leaders from different faiths. And I was just in hysterics during this scene. If you know a bit about different religions and the racial stereotypes that are connected with those religions sometimes, you'll love it too. It was just a brilliant scene. It was one of my standouts in the whole film. But in the theatre that I saw this movie, there was a young couple sitting behind me. Now when I say young, I reckon probably late teens, possibly early 20s. Now, while my best friend and I and a good portion of the other people in the theatre were killing ourselves laughing, I heard this young girl say to her male companion, "Why are they laughing? That wasn't funny, I don't get it. Why are people laughing at this?" And I swear, this happened like 4 or 5 times throughout the film. And I gotta tell you, that scares me. It seems like younger generations these days, mine included, are so often served out the lowest, dumbest form of comedy that when something intelligently funny comes along, it just goes straight over their heads, and that is such a disappointing thing. It's not their fault in any way, shape or form. It's just that with the proliferation of garbage comedy movies that are out there these days, they're missing out on this experience of tapping into, dare I say it, a higher level of comedy. But that's the world we live in, I guess, and I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about that couple behind me at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Now, one thing I really wanted to talk about in this review was this young guy right here, Alden Ehrenreich. He plays a young actor in the film named Kobe Doyle, and this guy was fantastic. He did such a good performance. He was funny, he was talented, he was charming, he's got the looks. I was blown away by this guy, and I cannot wait to see what future projects he's going to be involved in. To the point I would even go as far as saying, I actually hope that his hat is thrown in the ring to play a young Han Solo in the upcoming Star Wars anthology films. There's a lot of actors out there that do look a little bit more like Harrison Ford, this is true, but this guy has got the roguish charm, he's got the scoundrel-like feel to him, and I think given a chance, he would really nail it. Before I go on anymore, I do have to say this movie was not 100% perfect. There was a couple of things that I was like, I felt that there was some pacing issues with one character's story arc, but that's a very minor thing. My biggest kind of complaint, I probably wouldn't go as far as calling it a complaint, but my biggest thing about the movie was that it did feel like it wrapped up very quickly. The ending felt a bit abrupt. Now, historically, that is a very Coen brothers trait. And sometimes it works really well with the story. In this, personally, I would have liked to have seen the movie take its time a bit more when wrapping up all the stories. But I think part of that is because I was having such a great time watching this movie. I was having so much fun with these characters and enjoying being part of this world so much that I didn't really want it to end at all. That is a hallmark of a great movie. Guys, I'm giving Hail Caesar a very solid 9 out of 10. Now just quickly, that young couple that I mentioned that was sitting behind me in the cinemas, they kind of got me thinking, and it wanted me to raise an issue that I think a few of us feel very passionate about. That is cinema etiquette. Throughout the film, this couple talked full volume throughout several parts of the movie. My friend had to shush them a couple of times before they really got the point, but my point is, it's not okay for people to just walk into a theatre while you're there trying to watch a movie and have conversations and talk full volume. Now, I understand, sometimes you do want to talk to the person that's next to you. Look, me and my friends even do that as well, but we keep it to a barely audible whisper so that no one else can possibly be bothered by it. When people talk like this in a movie theatre, it's not only annoying, but it's rude. It's disrespectful for the other people that have paid their good, hard-earned money to sit there and watch the movie. People like us go to the movies to, for a couple of hours, forget about everything else. Just throw the worries and cares of the day and our problems out the window and just be transported to another place. And nothing rips you out of that experience faster than someone on their cell phone or having a conversation full bore behind you. It is so annoying. So, if you're one of the people that does that kind of thing, look, if you don't mind stopping, that would be great. Considering how much you have to pay to go to the movies nowadays as well, I mean, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but like here in Australia, it's like average of $20, and that's a lot. That's a lot to pay for just a couple of hours of entertainment. And don't get me started on the additional 3D surcharge. So please, have some respect for the people around you, and if you do need to say something, keep your voices down, and it avoids those awkward confrontations between people who are telling each other shut up. And if you are the kind of person that has that mutual respect for your fellow moviegoers, I just want to say that you're awesome. You should be commended, and the world needs more people like you. Thanks for watching another episode of ZaxChat, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. There's more reviews to come. Please subscribe, leave a comment. If there's any suggestions you guys want to throw my way as for movies to review or themes for future shows, as I said in my previous videos, leave a comment. Hit me up on Facebook, Facebook/ZaxChat, Twitter @ZaxChat. You can reach me on any of those avenues. Give me your ideas, give me your comments, give me your feedback, and we can work together and try to make this channel the best it can possibly be. As always, my name's Zach. Peace out.